Portland Timbers lead 3-1 in aggregate as they now head to Dallas for the second leg of the Western Conference Finals. It's a large aggregate to overturn, but Dallas are favourites to win on their turf, 1.9. Kevin Stott, is that a bet that we should take?
I don't actually like the side on this particular game, Natalie, because of the last goal that was scored by Portland to make it 3-1. It puts so much pressure on Dallas now, just because of the fact that it's an away goal and the fact of a tiebreaker, and they're chasing it now. So I don't feel comfortable giving a side out in this particular game because of that. Dallas should be the favorite, and they probably will win, but it's that last goal put too much pressure on them, in my opinion.
Yeah. What sort of mindset, obviously, will Dallas come in? Are they going to come in and fight there and sort of, try and overturn the aggregate? Or do you think, because I think they're sort of like the fourth favorites to win. So obviously, they're not really favorites to win at all. How will they enter this competition?
Actually, the odds have changed since the first leg. Dallas, no, I know what you're saying. Yeah, the odds, you're exactly right. They were the favorites before. But now that they lost this leg in Portland, the odds completely flipped on them, which is a great question, which if you're trying to find a way to bet on this game, you don't have to bet on everything, but it does bring up a beautiful psychological point here. Dallas is going to have to force the pace, Natalie. They need, if they don't score the first goal, they're dead, but no matter what, they're chasing 2 goals. They have to force the pace. So that's good for overbettors. That's good for more soccer having in a given 60 seconds every minute of the game, in a given 60 minutes, 90 minutes. More stuff's going to happen in the game because Dallas is freaked. And when Dallas is freaked and they're pushing the ball up top to try and score on Portland, they leave themselves totally vulnerable on the counterattack for Portland to get that goal, which could, like I wrote in the story there, if Portland gets that goal, Dallas is, if Portland scores first, Dallas is in a lot of trouble. But as a bettor, if you have the over, that's great because Dallas is still pushing, and it's a 2.5 number we're looking at here, not a 3 or a 3.5. It's a solid 2.5. So I do, obviously, as you can tell, I like the over here.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to get that. Obviously, we saw plenty of goals in the first leg. The over is 1.8, and both teams to score is 1.7, both with BetVictor. A, is that what you're thinking? And B, if you don't head on over to Bet365, you can actually combine those for higher odds. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I agree with the first part. I'm always hesitant to combine things because then you pinch yourself into a certain reality. But that's in games when you're hesitant, like 50-50 or 60-40 on the over-under. Because of the pace, because they're chasing 2, you can almost look at this like a 75% chance that this will go over because of the stress and the distress and the pressure that's on Dallas. They have to do something. Their season is over if they don't score, and that's a beautiful thing to know. So, yeah, they'll push it. Now, in terms of combining it with the side, that's the problem. I could see this being 1-1, 2-2. I could see a 3-3 even, or 3-2. I can't figure out, Dallas should win at home. They're really good at home, but Portland has the confidence now. It's that second goal that really did it for me, that made it 3-1. If it was 2-1, believe me, we'd be having a different conversation. And I might be leaning to FC Dallas, but because of that goal, it gives Portland a whole lot of confidence that they can do. And they're a really good soccer team. Believe me, they can go in here and win this game, but they know that they don't have to win, Natalie. That's beautiful. They know that they can lose by 1 in advance to the MLS finals. So that all those kind of, and the coach is saying everything that I'm saying to you right now. So they know they can go in with that laissez-faire attitude and say, hey, we can lose and still win. So they're going to, and you know what, another thing, a great...
well, one way, obviously, that we could obviously play is sort of, you're saying, if you're saying 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, both teams to score seems obviously sort of an obvious bet here for this match. But now listen, for the all-important question, I've got to ask, who is going to qualify? Portland Timbers 1.25, FC Dallas 3.75, both Bet365. What are you thinking?
Just the same answer to the whole thing has been based around that third goal. Because of that third goal, Portland is going to advance. It just puts so much pressure. A lot of times they say pressure makes diamonds or coal, that one little saying. And there's just so much pressure on Dallas now. I mean, they were looking good. They had the best team in the West theoretically coming in. They were the odds favorites going into the semifinals here. And then all of a sudden, Portland, you go up to the place where they saw logs and you get real humbled by them. But I tell you, if it was 2-1, it's a different reality. Because it's 3-1, it makes it a fast pace, and therefore, I like the over, and I do think both teams are going to get a goal here.
All right, fantastic. Kevin Stott, thank you for joining us.